Hey guys, my name is James, and today I'm going to be playing more Metroid Prime Remastered on Nintendo Switch 2. I'm going to be picking up exactly from where I left off last time, and looks like today we're going to be spending a chunk, pretty much all of our time in Phendrana Drifts, and we're going to be fighting 2 bosses and hopefully getting 4 new items. Alright. Let's go. So the first thing that I want to do is... I think we want to go out this way over here. I know this is a room that I haven't been into yet. Oh, new scan guy. Yeah, so this is Transport Tunnel B. And if we jump down to the bottom, there's a missile expansion under there. And I'm not sure if you need the space jump boots to get there. But we're going to be, once again, walking through Magmoor Caverns, and we're going to be going all the way to Phendrana Drifts, where we're going to be getting 4 items and fighting 2 bosses. And getting 6 expansions. So that's fun. Let's check our map real quick. Okay, I'm going to look out that other door. Well, let's see. Okay. So we're not too far off of where we want to go. I'm not going to go that way because we're going to stick to the mission at hand. That was bad. I've been having fun playing these. I really love Metroid Prime. I feel like it's obvious, but I'm going to keep saying it probably every single video. And if you want a missile expansion, you can go in this thing and follow that track up there to that missile expansion. I don't want to do that right now. Better question is, how do I get over there without going in the lava? We're just gonna... Hey, that worked. Kinda. It didn't really work. I got a little turned around just now. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be going. Okay, I knew we'd go that way. And as I mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned this in my last video, I'm probably going to mention it every single video until it actually happens. There's a bunch of stuff you can collect in Magmoor Caverns right now, but I'm going to wait to get any of it until I'm able to get all of it, so that I can just kind of sweep from like one side of Magmoor Caverns to the other. I think that'll increase our... That'll help our end time a little bit. Alright, and then as we have many times... Gonna be coming over here, and once again going out this door over there on the left. And with the space jump boots, you are able to get to that platform right there and then get to that top section. And I don't remember what exactly that leads to, but I'm not going to be doing that right now. There is also in that tunnel that I just went through in the Morph Ball, I think there's either a missile tank or a missile expansion or an energy tank in there that you can get to. But I'm going to wait and get all of the Magmoor Cavern stuff together. Alright, back to Phendrana Drifts. And let's see. The first thing that we're going to be doing is going to the Chapel of Elders. And that is in an area that we were not able to get to without the space jump boots. So, as you just saw, I kind of walked over there, jumped up to these platforms, and now we're going to be going back this way. Alright, today's the day. We're going to be getting something today to deal with these shock guys. And this should be a new scan. And you can take those guys out pretty easy. And at this point, for the boss that we're coming up on, you're going to want to have probably about 40 or 50 missiles. You probably don't really need that many. The more you have, I guess, like, the less careful you're going to need to be. Brimstone, is that missile? Yeah. Sandstone. I was getting confused. So sandstone is what your Morph Ball Bomb can destroy. I don't think any of these will give you any, like, research or anything. And then this will say that the hands are frozen in place. And you should be able to melt that later. Man. Alright, this is the Chapel of the Elders, I think. Where we are going to be... We see this item right here. This is the Wave Beam, but we can't quite get to it. So we're going to be fighting a boss and then getting the Wave Beam. So... And then having the Wave Beam... I would recommend actually not using missiles on these guys to try to save missiles for the battle that we're about to have. Oops, I shot one. And I guess let's remember that we're not really, because the order that I'm going in, I'm trying to minimize like backtracking and stuff. We're not at what would be considered like the most powerful. Okay, and so this one, you have to scan it. And when you scan it, once you scan it, it'll tell you that its mouth is the vulnerable part. And then it'll lock onto its mouth. Yeah, so that's the... And you want to time your missiles good. Time them so that you'll kind of learn the timing a little bit. Basically, if you shoot it, if it turns red when it hits it, it means that you're doing damage. So anytime it's like kind of hyperventilating like that. Let's see. I have 65 missiles total. I think I started with close to 60. Let's see how many I have when this thing dies. I don't understand. I don't remember using the morph ball like that, but it seems like if there's nothing else it can do... Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's just kind of staring at you and not, like, becoming vulnerable... Okay, so I still had about 30 missiles left when I defeated it. So I guess if you have 30 missiles and you do that stuff with the morph ball, you might be able to defeat it with a lower number of missiles. All right. So then this is a dead end. So we're going to go back out the way we came. And then next, we're going to get a... Oops. We're going to get an energy tank in the ruined courtyard, which is... somewhere. Okay. So I think what we're going to be doing next is going through that wave beam door over there. And then this wave beam can take out those guys. And I'd mentioned this earlier, but from this point until probably after we've fought the next boss, I would recommend not using missiles. I would recommend avoiding missiles as much as you can. Unless you get to a point that you really have to. See. We should have, I think, probably 75 missiles when we go into that next battle. So hopefully I can get them all restocked. And the door we're going to go in is over here somewhere. So the wave beam does shoot kind of slow, but it does do this nice, especially in this area. It does this, like, it stuns the enemies like a tiny bit. Anyway, so to get up to the door that I mentioned, we're going to be going up this way. Let's break these guys, get some missiles. Nice, 43 missiles. And am I in the wrong room? I am in the wrong room. That's funny. Alright, so let's try that again. Okay, so that door that I was up by in the beginning, that was the door that I wanted to go through. That's okay. That was good for me to get those missiles back. Now that door is the one we're going to over there. And a lot of times, when you do use missiles to take out an enemy, they'll drop missiles anyway. So if you know you can defeat an enemy with one missile, that might be a worthy... that might be worth it to use your missiles a little bit. Alright. And so you could have made that fall before with just your missiles, but you wouldn't have been able to jump up onto it until you had the space jump boots, which is why we didn't do it till now. And you can hear those baby Sheegoth running around down there too. Alright, I've just reached full missiles. So we're gonna try to... Alright, so this room, there's a couple things we're gonna do in here. First off, we're gonna get started by using the spinner. And you can scan... I think if you scan the unused spinner, yeah, it'll be a research. So that activated the bomb slot right there. I fell. And now we're going to quickly try to jump across. To get that energy tank. Okay, and so that's the only thing we can do here for a little bit. Unfortunately, the water's coming back down. Yeah, I can't make that jump. So you're just going to need to come over here and hit the bomb slot again. And then this time, we're going to jump on the platforms to get up to this top section. God dang it. I fell in the water. Alright, and so if you fall in the water, you do just have to kind of wait for the water to go back down. Alright, guys, third time's the charm. I hope y'all are better at this game than I am. We are 22 minutes in, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more things to do. Okay, we should be good now. And then, let's see. Okay, door right there should lead to a save station. As always, I'm not going to be saving until the end of the video. And you probably know that's because I like to protect myself. Shadow Pirate. If these guys are giving you trouble, you might have a little better luck with missiles. I would just keep an eye on your radar in the top left, so that you kind of know when there's enemies nearby. Even sometimes if there's hidden enemies, you can see them on there. Okay, so we see at least 2 robots. Space pirate. These are just regular pirates. You know, I know I've said not to use missiles, but I'm using them anyway. Alright, we're down health a little bit. And there's a door over here that I can go in. I think this is, yeah, map station. Oh, how have I not scanned a map station yet? So we're going to be going to here and getting something. And then we're going to be going to here and getting something. And then we're going to be here. So lock in, everybody. I see enemies on my radar. Let's stay alert. Oh, it's just one of these. Research Lab Hydra. Oh, we can't get anything in here yet. Let's try to get some of our pirate data. And typically on these, on your like research and your stuff, if it's red, it'll be something that you want to scan. Okay, that's just a normal space pirate. And I like to use the wave beam in this section because it does kind of like stun them a little bit. And the wave beam will also kind of follow them a little bit too. Let's see. Oh, and this right here, we're going to get an item in a few minutes, and then we want to come back to this. It's Cordite. Cordite is important to remember. Yeah, so this combat won't be too tough. Just, as always, stay moving. And you should really have no problem with those. Let's see. Ooh, pirate data. This, I think, is the Observatory.
logbook.
And I don't think these are timed. But your best bet to get over to that one, stick them over here. And I would keep an eye out for any scans that you might need. You know, if you're into that kind of thing. So now that you've done those, you can come down here and activate all 4 of the spinners. Oh. Was that only 3? Or did I lose count? Alright, and so that's what we're here for. You are going to want to probably scan some of the planets.
Recording to logbook.
For some reason, only some of the planets are a research entry. I think only those 2. Zebus and Tallon. Which I guess that kind of makes sense. They would have more information about those. Zebus, I think, is where the original Metroid and like Zero Mission take place. And then obviously Tallon takes place right here. God dang it. All right. Boom. Super missile. And then we're gonna look in this door right here. This might be a save station. Yeah, we're not doing that. Alright. This is one of the only elevators in the game that's a, like, in-world elevator. That it looks like a, like one that would take you to a different world. Alright, we're going to want to scan these guys. And so I'm trying not to use super missiles right now. I'm trying not to use missiles because I know what's coming. Super missiles are very effective against those flying guys. But you can also usually get them with like 1 or 2 charge beams with your wave beam. So they're not really that bad that way. Taking a lot of damage though. Alright. Okay, that's the way we came from. So we're gonna go this way. I'm down on health. I'm down about 100. We're doing it in 36 minutes. I'm really trying to keep it under an hour. So, I know the other two were 45 minutes or so. But we'll be okay. Oh my gosh. That's a Metroid. Metroids are supposed to be extinct. But this is actually like a different breed of Metroid. They're a lot smaller. And they are called Tallon Metroids. And once again, super missiles are incredibly effective here. But you can also use a charge beam. If at any point it looks like it's about to like rush you, you can just use a charge beam to kind of break it out of that attack. Okay, that's the door I came in. Can't miss our scans. There's another dude over there. Okay, I think that's all of them, actually. Before we get too crazy here, this is Research Lab Aether, which, funny enough, is the name of the planet you're on in Metroid Prime 2. So let's see, Research Lab Aether, we should be getting both an energy tank and a missile expansion in here. Okay, so to get a missile expansion, I'm going to jump up to this platform, and we're going to... This part's kind of tough. It's less tough now than it was on GameCube, just because the Switch Pro controllers are like a lot more responsive. Boom. All right. And so you can do that. You can get that anytime after you have the wave beam, really, mainly because you need the wave beam to enter the area. And then, okay, we're gonna break this. We're gonna kill this guy. And one of these... Oh, there we are. It was right behind me. Energy tank. Okay, the next thing we're going to be doing is in the research core. Oh, and in case anybody was wondering, this area, this like research area, is definitely my least favorite part of the game. Okay. And so what you want to do in here, you want to find these... You want to scan all 3 of the red things. There's another one. And doing all 3 of those will let you get that thing down there. Also, something to keep note of. That door down there is white, which means we're going to be going back out the way we came. Thermal visor. Alright, my least favorite part of the game. Right here, where they kill the lights. Spoiler alert. And then... once we get back to Research Lab Hydra, we're going to be getting... one thing that's not great about this section is that you don't have a radar, which can make locating enemies a little bit more difficult, even though they like glow in the dark. And then be prepared for these Metroids to try to get you. And I guess even if you don't go close to them, they're still going to break out and try to attack you. But if you keep your distance, you should be fine with those, really. All right. And so this was kind of hard to see. Right here, there was this glowing thing, and if you were to scan the door, it would say that it didn't have any power. So if you shoot this with the wave beam, it restores power to that door. New scan. All right. And So we're going back to Research Lab Aether, and then we're going to cross the tower again, and then when we get back to Research Lab Hydra, where I pointed out that tank that was made of cordite, that's when we're going to be able to get something. I'm going to try to avoid these guys and just kind of rush for the exit. I don't really know that it'll work very well. But that's the exit on the top right. And even though I took out all these things earlier, surprise, surprise, they're all back. And I think it's safe to assume that these are all wave beam doors. And you still can't see. And this will take us up to the control tower. And you don't need to fight any of the guys in there. They're really just going to slow you down. Even though that section of the control tower is a good spot to try to restock, you can kind of end up breaking even if you're taking damage and stuff. See, this whole area is still really dark. Okay. If there's enemies in here, I'm ignoring them. This is one of those robot enemies that you can't see with thermal visor. Oh, there's two of them. You can keep an eye out for the like aiming, the lock-on thing, and then watch out for well, this video is going a little bit long, so I'm thinking the boss that I was going to fight at the end of this video, I think I'm going to save that for next video. But that cordite tank right there, you're going to want to destroy that tank and get a missile expansion. And now our next order of business is going to be getting back to Save Station A and saving. So that will be going down this way. Okay, let's see. We might be able to just go straight across. Yeah, don't fight them. So, you want to conserve missiles as best you can, obviously, as I've been saying the entire video. You're going to be able to get a couple missiles from these right here. Alright, so I am now at full missiles, and then when I save right here, it will put me up to full energy. Guys, we did it! Another successful Metroid video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check back next time to see me take on the second major boss of the game, which will be the first thing that I do. And let's see. Next time. So we're going to be fighting a big boss right there. And then getting a couple missile expansions from Phendrana Drifts. And then getting a few... We're going to spend a little bit of time in Chozo Ruins. And then going back to Phendrana Drifts. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys.